Hello everyone, welcome to Focal Point. This question was asked in GATE 2015. So let's see. It says that consider the following seek function and the return value of function 5 is. So we have given the argument as 5 and we need to tell what will be the return value of this function. Okay, so for that we have called our function f5 and we are in here. So let's see what will be the value. So n is equals to 5 and we have variable integer x and k. So x is defined and initialized with 1 and k is not initialized yet. And now we are going to check for some conditions. So this condition is false right now because n is equals to 5, and now we are going to execute our for loop. So what it says that k is equals to 1, so k will be initialized to 1 and this condition is true. And now we are going to add something inside function variable x. So we are multiplying two values in here, that is returned by another function f, and that's why we are now again going to call over this function f k. So what is the value of k? That is 1. Okay, so now we are again in here, so all values will be taken once again. So n is equals to 1, x will be 1, k is defined not initialized yet, and now this condition is true and that's why it will return x. Okay, so n is equals to 1 and that's why it will return x, so x will be written in here, and we are also writing this in here so that for our convenience, so that we can know what is written by this function f. Okay, so that we need not to execute it again and again. So return value of function f1 is 1. Okay, so we have written this in here, and now this function will be popped out from the memory because that was the last line. Okay, this will return from here. And now what we need to multiply, and again some value will be returned from the function n minus k. So what is the value of n minus k? N is over 5, k is 1, and that's why it will be f4. Now again all the values will be taken in here, n is equals to 4, and this condition is false, and that's why we are going to execute our for loop. So x value we are going to add something, and we are initializing this k with 1, and now we are going to add something into the x. So what is the value that will be coming in here? That will be function and value that is passed, that is the value of k, and that is 1. Also we already know that the return value from f1 is 1, and that's why that will be 1, and another value is n minus k, so that value will be in here. Okay, so again we are going to call function n minus k. So what is the value of n minus k? That is 3. Again we are going to take all the values in here, n is equals to 3. This condition is false, and that's why we are going to execute our for loop. So for that we are initializing k from to 1. Now we are going to add something in here, so fk. So k is 1, so f1 value will be here, that is 1, multiplied by some value that will be written by from function n minus k. So again what is the value of n minus k? That will be 2 in here, because 3 minus 1, that is 2. Okay, now we are again going to take values in here. So this is not correct condition, and that's why we are going to execute our for loop, and k is initialized by 1. Now this condition is true. Okay, so we are going to add something in here. So what we are going to add? Function and 1, that is 1, that is the value of k, and so that value will be 1 and multiplied by function n minus k, so that value will be written in here. So again we are going to call our function n minus k, so that is 1. Okay, 2 minus 1, that is 1. So we already know that the return value from f1 is, that is 1. Okay, so 1 will be written from here, and this function will be popped out from the memory. Okay, now the current value of this is equals to 2. Okay, so the value of x is 2, and now we were in for loop, and that's why this function is this instruction is executed, and again this k will be increased, and now this condition checking will be there, so this condition is false, and that's why we will come out of the for loop and this x will be returned. So what is the value of x in here? That is 2. So function f2 will be returning 2 in here, so just 2 will return from here to here, and we will note down what is the value of return value of function f2. Okay, so this was the last line, and that's why this function f2 will be popped out from the memory. Okay, so now we came back to our function f3 in here. So we have executed this line, and now we are going to increase the value of k, that will be 2 now. So again this condition is true. Now again we are going to update the value of x in here. So till now the value of x is 3 in here, so just write that out. So this value is 3 now, and now what we are going to do, we are going to again execute this. So this condition is true, and that's why we are again execute this statement. So we have to add something in here. So function fk, so what is the value of fk? K is 2, so return value of f2 is 2 in here, and multiplied by return value from f n minus k. N minus k is 1, so that value will be 1 because f1 is 1. Okay, so equivalent value, so this is the value calculated, and now again this k will be increased. This condition is false, and that's why it will come out of for loop, and our this value will be written, that is equals to 5. Okay, so our function f3 is returning 5, so we will write that out in here. So this is the last line, and that's why this function will be popped out from memory, and we came back to our function f4, and now we are in here. So this value returned by f3 function is 5, and this now this statement is complete, and that's why this k will be increased. Okay, so this value is 6. Okay, and this condition is true, and that's why this instruction will execute again. So here the k value is 2, and that's why the return value of f2 will be the value of f2, that is 2 multiplied by return value from function n minus k. So what is the value of n minus k? That is 4 minus 2, that is 2. So f2 will be equals to 2, and that's why the equivalent value of this value will be 10. Okay, this value will be 10, and now this instruction is completed, and now this our k value will be increased to 3. So this condition is true. Now again this instruction will be executed, so we are again going to add something in here. So that will be the value that is returned by fk, that is 3. So f3 will be 5 in here, and the value that is returned by function n minus k, that is 1. So that value will be 1, so multiplied by 1, so equivalent value of that will be 15. Okay, so now this value will be updated, and this value will be 4. So this condition is false, and that's why it will come out of the loop, and return value will be 15. So f4 return value is 15. Okay, so this function will be popped out from the memory. Now we came back to our function f5, and now the return value in here is 15. Okay, so this value will be 16 in here. Okay, so now this value will be updated to 2 increased, and now this condition is true. This instruction will be executed again. So what will be the return value in here? So that will be function k, that is f2. So return value of that will be 2 multiplied by function n minus k, that is 3. So that value will be 5. Okay, so the equivalent value of that will be 26. So again this k value will be increased, and this condition is true, and that's why this function will be executed again. This instruction will be executed again. So what will be the return value in here? That will be f3, that is 5 multiplied by f n minus k, that is 2. So that will be 2 in here, and that's why this value will be 36. Now again we are going to increase the value of k, that is 4. So this condition is true. Again this instruction will be executed. So what will be added in here? The return value from k, that is a 4, that is 15, okay, multiplied by fn minus k, that is 1, so the return value will be 1. So what will be the equivalent value now? So this value will be 51. Okay, so now again this value of k will be increased, so this condition is false, and that's why it come out of for loop and return a value of x. So what is the value of x in here? So this all value updated, so this is the final value, 36 plus 15 into 1, that will be 51. Okay, so the return value of this will be 51. So answer of this question is 51. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Thank you so much.